my name is Devon Silv, and with my partner Faison, presenting the final Capstone project demo for electronics engineering technology.
And hi, this is Faizanur Rahman with my group member Devon, and today we will give you this final Capstone project demo along with its objectives and after that results and simulations.
Biometric data like fingerprints, voice, face features, and use of security and identification both publicly and privately. As this technology becomes more common, there is another interesting aspect. As Apple announced in 2013, one way is to locally save the biometric data on the device or card. Another is, as in India or will be in Israel, is to build a central database where all the information is stored. So what is this technology? A blessing that makes our life safer and easier? Or is it a mistake we will regret? Let's look deeper into the pros and cons of biometric verification technology. What are the benefits of using biometrics? First of all, security. Biometrics is extremely hard to fake. A biometric feature such as a fingerprint or an eye scanner is unique by definition for each individual. So fake IDs or stolen passports are not easy to use anymore. With biometric technology, we do not need to remember long complex passwords or change them every few weeks. We might not even need to carry a document anymore. Our biometrics are always with us. There is also no need to update the data as biometrics are stable and change very little over our course of life. And one more benefit, biometrics identification is easy to use, requires little training, and in average takes only 5 seconds per person. Biometrics also bring challenges. Let's look at some cons of biometric identification. One issue is accuracy. The process of capturing the biometric data requires high accuracy. Only partial data is captured, it can lead to failure. An important issue is privacy. If the biometric data is stolen or the database is hacked, it could lead to extremely serious consequences. But even without this risk, biometrics is seen by many people as inventing too much of their personal life. And another important concern is the high cost of setting up and then running this system.
Biometric screening is a way of using an individual's specific physical or biological characteristics to verify identity. Its purpose is to tighten security, protecting personal documents such as passports or contracts, and making actions like withdrawing money or entering private premises safer and easier. The oldest and most widely used form is digital fingerprinting. Unique and permanent, except when a person suffers severe burns, the patterns making up our fingerprints are identifiable thanks to regions known as deltas, forks, and ridge endings. Each print contains up to 90 of these points, but using just a dozen or so should be enough to identify one identical twin from another. Eye scans work in a similar way. Thanks to the distinct structure of each individual iris, reliable identification is possible. The technique, however, is costly. A less expensive option, using a palm morphology reader. The only problem, the form of a person's hand changes over time. This technique can be useful, however, for quick identification purposes even in dusty or dirty conditions, and that's why it's often used on construction sites and at harbours. Finger or hand vein recognition is another way of checking identity, as infrared light shows the patterns unique to each individual. Already present at birth, they remain with us until we die.
There's a distinct difference between a stranger breaking out the window and stealing your car and a family member or friend who has previously had permission to drive your car, taking your keys and driving somewhere without your permission. The first is theft. The second is the Texas Penal Code offense of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. The Penal Code states a person who intentionally or knowingly operates another's boat, airplane, or motor-propelled vehicle without the owner's effective consent has committed unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, sometimes shortened to UUMV. This offense seems to happen a lot and might better be termed operating without permission. The determining factor in whether or not it's theft versus UUMV may be whether or not the operator has previously had permission to drive the vehicle or their access to keys to the car.
So in this part of the video, we want to cover the circuit itself and all of its components. And what you see here is every individual piece coming together and actually functioning as the vehicle's starting system. And what we have is we have our microcontroller here, the Arduino Uno, and it's connected to the breadboard. On using a 5-volt line, we're going to positive and a ground wire. And what we did was that gives us our power. Now we have a push button, which simulates our push button in the vehicle to basically wake up the system and get us going. That's connected to your resistor and obviously your power supply and ground. Then you have the motor system, which simulates the engine, and we have it connected to a dioid and transistor along with the resistor here. Then we have our buzzer, which is our alarm system that rings when somebody's actually trying to intrude into the vehicle, take the vehicle. And we also have the most important piece, which is our fingerprint sensor that's going to capture our fingerprint and activate the engine or the buzzer. Okay, so now we're gonna simulate the alarm system going off, and as you can see, we got our initial pieces: fingerprint test, final fingerprint, fingerprint sensor, and it's gonna wait for us to put in a correct fingerprint, and it does. It finds the correct fingerprint. It says engine started. Now, due to some lack of code understanding we got going on at the bottom, it actually says no match, and the buzzer would go off. The volume on it is not adequate for you to hear it, but it is going off, and it's not stopping. Exit out of here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take away that piece, and we should get, we're gonna upload the format for the motor pin to run. As it's done uploading, so we're gonna open up back the serial monitor. We're gonna get those first initial pieces, and we're gonna put the fingerprint on it. We got it, and as you can see, the engine did run. 1 second. As you see, it runs. I have it simulated to only run for a second, but let's get rid of the low. We'll upload it again. This time we'll just have it run. Okay, open up. Put our fingerprint on it. As you can see, the engine is going.